I'm Oxford Weekly News reporter Allie Schultz. Coming up, I'll tell you what issues Green Beer Day t-shirt sellers can face when they use the Miami logo.
Also ahead, former Miami football players show off their skills at Miami's Pro Day.
Welcome to Oxford Weekly News. I'm Kelly Stinser.
And I'm Benji Cohen.
Green Beer Day is coming up March 19th. Thousands of shirts are sold each year to mark the event, but you might not know the legal issues these sales can cause.
Reporter Allie Schultz has the story.
Thanks, Benji. This week, I looked into the issues that both t-shirt sellers and the university can face when it comes to Green Beer Day apparel.
With Green Beer Day less than a week away, t-shirt sales are everywhere. Thousands of students buy them each year, but they might not know what is on their shirts can have consequences. Because Miami does not sanction or associate with Green Beer Day, if they find their logo or name on any apparel for the holiday, they will make sure it is removed. Students sell shirts each year online. A Miami senior has been selling shirts for 3 years and knows what can happen if the university finds their brand on a Green Beer Day shirt. He has chosen to remain anonymous because of problems that could result from selling shirts.
We had one issue with the cease and desist letter, and so we kind of went away with it.
Miami's Trademarks and Licensing Department says if students still keep the logo on shirts after a warning, the university's general counsel will get involved to determine next steps.
They really don't want the perception that they're supporting Green Beer Day. So I don't know what they would have done. We didn't want to mess with it, so we just took them off.
Laura Driscoll, manager of Trademarks and Licensing, says having Miami's brand associated with the drinking holiday goes against the message Miami wants to send as a university.
So we have the licensing program set up so that we can protect Miami's brand and that we're delivering a consistent message to basically the outside world, so that when you look at that beveled M, you see, oh, hey, I know what that stands for. I know what Miami's mission and values are.
The Miami senior, whose shirt business has sold about $10,000 worth of merchandise this year, says he no longer prints anything associated with the university on t-shirts.
No, we stayed away from that. I know people have gotten in trouble in the past, and we know that they monitor that pretty hard, so we took all of the Miami stuff off of our shirts.
Miami's Trademarks and Licensing Department says they usually find out about illegal use of the brand and logo on their Green Beer Day shirts through online and social media searches. Reporting for Oxford Weekly News, I'm Allie Schultz. Back to you, Kelly.
Miami celebrates St. Patty's Day in a unique way when the university calendar overlaps spring break over the green-themed holiday. I went to Green Beer Day seminar March 12th to hear what officers had to say.
Green Beer Day is a Miami tradition celebrated the Thursday before spring break every year, consisting of early rising and heavy drinking. Oxford City and the university are aware of the tradition and have police acting more strict than any other day of the year. Sergeant John Varley explains.
Just due to the volume on those days, we usually do not give warnings, or very few warnings if we do.
A forum was held on campus to discuss healthy drinking habits, followed by a Q&A with the Oxford and Miami police about protocol for the day. The officers warned students that Butler County sheriffs, Ohio State troopers, undercover police, Miami University Police, and Oxford City Police will be in town on Green Beer Day as a coordinated effort to keep the city safe. Local bar owners like Terry Amarantos of Skipper's Pub are in tune with the tradition and open their doors bright and early for the eager students.
We open for breakfast at 4 in the morning to get some food in some kids' stomachs before they go drinking. And by law, you cannot serve any earlier than 5:30 a.m. So first beer gets poured right at 5:30, and it's a continuous flow upstairs and downstairs for the rest of the day.
Although being at bars on Green Beer Day is a high risk for those who are under 21, students living in residence halls have the extra risk of maintaining a healthy drinking level in the dorms. Junior Sarah Tombo is an RA in a freshman dorm and will be on heightened alert for overly intoxicated residents on Green Beer Day.
So my bosses suggest that we stay in the building as much as we can the day of Green Beer Day, just in case anything happens, we can take care of it in our corridor.
The Green Beer Day tradition has been going strong for over 20 years, and all law enforcement asks is for the students to be safe.
A reminder to students that noise violations will also be handled more strictly and to act responsibly.
A new bar and grill is in the final stages of construction uptown. Corner Bar and Grill will replace what was formerly Smoke and Ox at 12 East Park Place. The new bar and restaurant is owned by Ted Woods, who also owns the Woods and other businesses in Oxford. Woods says he hopes the Corner Bar and Grill will open for business the week of March 15th.
More housing could be making its way to Oxford. Preliminary blueprints were brought to the Oxford Planning Commission on March 10th to discuss the possibility of a subdivision near level 27 apartments. The plan is proposing about 80 lots with single and two-family residential buildings, which may house future students. The commission denied approval with the conditions presented, but the plans will still be taken to the City Council for further discussion.
Coming up, we'll take a closer look at a trio of young entrepreneurs.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Oxford Weekly News. I'm Kelly Stenser.
And I'm Benji Cohen. For two Miami seniors, years of hard work are now paying off.
Oxford Weekly News reporter Katie Espolita went to see what the buzz is about.
Two Miami students came together with an old friend to find the perfect recipe to fight the bitter temperatures of winter. Seniors Michael Marksbury and Rithvik Venna and Marksbury's childhood friend Massimiliano Squire developed the jacket line Lukla, which incorporates an uncommon technology, aerogel, to keep warm without the bulk of a winter coat. Aerogel is not a new phenomena, just one that has not been properly executed. Venna says they're learning from corporate companies' previous mistakes.
So we used a lot of the things that they've tried and we fixed it, essentially. We saw a lot of the problems, we did a bunch of testing and tried to make it work.
The Lukla team used thermal imaging to find out where men and women lose the most heat and developed a pattern to layer aerogel on those specific areas to trap in the warmth, making a lightweight jacket that works in any temperature.
So that whether you're in, let's say, 40-degree temperature, 40 degrees Fahrenheit outside, just on a casual walk, or -20 on the top of some mountain, you'll be perfectly warm.
The team so far has fronted the initial production costs, but is now using Kickstarter, a website for startup companies to get funding, where they set a goal that they thought at first was a far stretch.
Lukla had its official launch on Kickstarter on March 9th, and in 2 days had already reached its $100,000 goal. Marksbury said he's still in disbelief on the success that the company has had.
You know, it's still surreal. I haven't had it sink in, I guess, yet. It's still just so surreal, the idea that in 48 hours we got our entire 100% funding, or $100,000. It's just unbelievable.
The group of friends agrees that this is just the beginning, and they would like to see their company mimic and rival popular outerwear brands.
Some of the big players like North Face or La Papeterie, or those sorts of companies that really develop into almost a lifestyle, I guess. They're not just a brand, they're something that people love to follow.
Lukla will be open for donations on Kickstarter until April 8th. Reporting for Oxford Weekly News, I'm Katie Espolita.
People who donate to Lukla on Kickstarter can get rewards that range from vinyl stickers to Lukla jackets.
In honor for the Farmer School of Business, Miami's MBA, or Master of Business Administration program, ranked 33rd in the country. Rankings are based on average peer assessment score, work experience, and GPA. Last year, Miami's program ranked 57th, and this year it ties with the University of Arizona. Fashion and TV personality Tim Gunn visited Miami on March 9th to give a lecture called Fashioning Life's Lessons, Make It Work. He stopped by our studio for a question and answer hosted by media and culture student T.O. Davis. Gunn had some strong opinions on one of Miami's most common fashion statements with female students, leggings.
I have the greatest respect for leggings. They need to be worn correctly. They are not a long bicycle pant, and they're not a stocking with the foot cut out. And they're a form of undergarment, so they're not a pant.
Balloons, music, and color can be found on Miami's campus in celebration of a national holiday. The Indian Student Association is bringing Holi, the Festival of Color, to Miami's Central Quad on Saturday, March 14th. Holi is an Indian national holiday here at Miami. They are celebrating by wearing white coloring, throwing colored powder on each other and in the air. The president of the Indian Student Association, Rohan Nawani, says Holi is a celebration of spring's arrival.
A lot of people really enjoy, bright colors of leaves and bright grass and everything away from winter, so it's kind of pretty much to celebrate the new season in India, and obviously it's spreading worldwide as well.
Students are encouraged to wear white to the event. This week we are highlighting another inspiring local story to help celebrate Women Empowerment Month. Judy Reimer grew up in Oxford and is a Miami alumna, but lived most of her life teaching far away from Ohio. She taught in Columbia, South America, New York State, and California, where she was professor and vice president at California State University, San Bernardino. She now is back in Oxford and volunteers with many organizations, including the League of Women Voters, United Way, and the Philanthropic Educational Organization, where she was recently the president. Reimer emphasizes the importance of remembering women's history throughout this month.
It's exciting to be reminded that it's Women's History Month and to think about all the people who have inspired all of us along the way. And I think for right now, it's very important that we stop to focus on some of the challenges that women still have and the contributions that women from the past have made to the lives that we live today.
Reimer and her husband also run a bed and breakfast out of their home in Oxford, and Reimer serves on the advisory council for Miami's College of Education.
Coming up, Red Hawk football players prepared to impress NFL scouts as they made their way to Miami's campus.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Oxford Weekly News. NFL scouts came to Miami for Pro Day on March 12th. I caught up with Quinton Rollins to talk about his transformation from the starting point guard on the basketball team to a starting cornerback on the football team and his experience at the NFL Combine.
Quinton Rollins was born and raised in Wilmington, Ohio. Rollins came to Miami on a scholarship to play basketball and started nearly every game for the Red Hawks from his freshman to senior year. By the end of his basketball career, Rollins ranked second at Miami in career steals. Rollins came back to Miami to play football with his extra year of eligibility and hoped that he could get drafted by an NFL team.
I knew it from the start. It's just always been a goal in my mind, but just kind of seeing the scouts roll in and spring ball, the scouts roll in and summer camp. It was just all new to me and then surreal at the same time just because it's always been a thought in the back of my head. And that was the main reason I was coming out and playing. But then just to see it all happening right in front of your eyes each and every day, even through the season, towards the end of the season, just different scouts rolling in, seeing about every team come through.
Rollins led the Red Hawks with 7 interceptions and was named MAC Defensive Player of the Year. Rollins also performed well at the NFL Combine in February, increasing his draft stock. Rollins says that he still has a lot to prove to scouts at his March 12th Pro Day.
I'd say my technique, just sharpen it up, as well as my board skills, getting on the board, and some of the formal meetings. I want to show that I have gotten better from the time that the Combine happened till now.
Many NFL draft experts have projected Rollins to be drafted within the first 3 rounds.
Rollins now plays the waiting game for the NFL Draft on April 30th. There are also a couple other players who attended Pro Day, including David Frazier.
Well, probably mainly be my 40 as usual, and then just throwing with Hendy. We've been practicing that these past couple weeks, just getting the script ready and all that to show our strengths. So I'm ready for that too.
Good luck to both Quinton Rollins and David Frazier.
The University Senate has implemented changes to the Global Miami Plan. Now students will need 3 credits of intercultural perspectives courses. The perspectives courses will have students identify and analyze cultural biases and social constructions like race or class to have more informed cultural perspectives. The Miami Sign Language and Deaf Awareness Club celebrated its first Silent Week to raise awareness for people with hearing impairments. The week was filled with performances by students and the National Theater of Deaf, and also featured Delta Zeta's Philanthropy putting on the hits to help St. Rita's School for the Deaf in Cincinnati. The Sign Language Club president, Caitlin Guilford, says the week is aimed at the students.
Make students more aware and informed, maybe pique their interest to come to an event or just kind of like do their own research after that. Just not to be so prejudiced in the future, maybe.
Guilford hopes this is the first of many silent weeks at Miami.
The Oxford Farmers Market will be opening up again March 21st for the growing season. The Oxford Farmers Market sells locally grown foods to the community. The event is free to the public and runs from 9 in the morning to noon in the Uptown Park.
That's all for this week on Oxford Weekly News. I'm Kelly Stinser.
And I'm Benji Cohen. You can watch us online at MiamiOHTV.com. Also connect with us on Twitter and Facebook at Oxford Weekly News. Thanks for watching.